Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Toku Portal podcast for Kaitou Sentai LupinRanger versus Keisatsu Sentai PatoRanger. I am Vashi V, and joining me today are...
Decade.
Mention.
And today we're going over episode 46, and the title is Number 46, Inescapable Game. So, I'm not going to go point by point with this episode. It's a bit of a clip show, kind of filler. It's still pretty fun, but I'm just going to go over the LupinRangers half of the episode, and then the PatoRangers. So basically, a modified Podemon with a safe for a head uses the collection piece and traps the four LupinRangers and Goody in another dimension on New Year's Day. To escape, they have to play his games and win, which is pretty funny. You guys can talk about that. But eventually, he tricks them into pulling out all their collection pieces. He teleports them to the real world, but Goody manages to escape as well and saves the LupinRangers. And of course, they defeat the Podemon. Thoughts?
Why did they pull out all of their Lupin collection pieces in front of the Podemon? I mean, I know technically it is the rule of the game, but still, they should have known that this guy was probably going to trick them. Plus, these are kind of important, so if they are all gone and you hadn't been able to find a way out of the game dimension, you would have been in trouble, and the Lupin Rangers wouldn't have been able to achieve their wish either.
The sad thing is, this is actually a great plan by the Gangler. Simply for the fact of A, it works, and 2, if not for Goody, it would have worked flawlessly, because all of the thieves were locked up. Nobody to get the collection piece to get them out. There'd be, even if the cops did show up, they would have just wrecked the collection piece, and shit's all downhill from there.
Yeah.
Rai wanted me to point out one thing since he's not here. Where'd the message go? Basically, everybody fails the whatever task it is to start with. Kairi fails because Tuma basically gets really, really angry and makes him stop with his Kairi's impersonation of Tuma doing the little jazz aerobics.
Yeah.
Kairi gets hit in the head and he kind of loses his shit. As to be expected from getting hit by a fucking bath pan in the face.
Yeah.
When Tuma gets hit, he just takes it like a pro. Like, he doesn't even flinch. Like, he knew he fucked up from the start and is just, yeah, I'm gonna get hit now. But yeah, that's really all I have to say about that. There wasn't much to it. I get it's a clip show, but yeah.
What about the drag?
Honestly, that's problematic, but I'm not that discussing why is kind of opening a can of worms.
Yeah, I'm happy just glossing over that, considering what happened the last time we talked about this.
They even mentioned that, and that is an episode I deliberately skipped, and I'm like, why did you even bring that up again?
Yeah, and I think it's Toma who says we look better than the police.
He does.
That's great.
Like, who knew Umika had that talent? Because, yeah, they've shown nothing of that, beyond the fact that she's a woman. It's kind of sexist.
She's a woman, so she likes makeovers, because all women like makeovers and pretty things, duh.
My ex-wife would argue on that. But the fact that the only plus side to it is they stopped it before they changed back with the little clip that they gave, because them changing back was a lot more problematic than that should have ever been.
Yeah.
Yeah, but overall it was pretty fun. So, what are the PatoRangers doing? So Keiichiro tells the others why he believes that the Jiraiya 3 are the Phantom Thieves. And then we get some examples. Clip show. Red saying that he doesn't have a choice. X saying that they need to return their loved ones. And then Tsukasa begins rationalizing it as well. Toma being good with a blaster. Kairi being coincidentally at a Ganglar club. Saki is really the only one who just completely refuses to believe it. Of course, he gets really emotional. And in the end, he begs Hilltop to let him investigate so he can prove their innocence. And that's what we're going to get next episode. Thoughts?
Sakya is not going to have a good time in the next few episodes, and not just because he has a crush on Umika, though that is a big part of it, because if he gets a very good hint that those guys are the Phantom Thieves, it's probably going to be pretty painful for him.
Well, the main reason why he's arguing is for the obvious reason that he's in love with Umika. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So him arguing against it is fine. It's like, but there is that one moment where Keiichiro looks at Saki says, you can't think of any type of coincidence situation where this type of thing has happened before. Where they were there and then the thieves just showed up. And there's a very big one. Their quote-unquote first date. Where she used them to get to the gangler that was eating people at restaurants.
Right, that, yes.
Which, I get him ignoring it. It's like, but I think he's aware of it. He just doesn't want to believe it. So, it's a nice touch for his character to show like the depths of this can't be right because the woman I love can't be a thief. And I don't think it's so much because it's a cop, but I think it's more that he feels that she wouldn't lie to him. Because he's a very trust-hearted, kind of lighthearted person.
Yes, definitely.
Me and Rye were talking about this when this whole situation popped up at the end of last episode. That if they came with some bullshit ass crap, that this reveal was going to be bullshit. Because based solely on the information that Keiichiro found out, it's pure fucking coincidence.
Yeah.
Because those three aren't the only people who lost people when all that shit happened with Zamigo. But the fact that he actually pieced it together based off what Keiichiro said, and then adding in the information that Tsukasa pointed out about the child the picture of Umika when she was a kid being the little girl at the police station when they were all kid-sized. They rationalized it really, really well rather than just kind of just, oh yeah, no, now they know. Which is...
Yeah, they even threw in Umika being in Keiichiro's dream world. So, like, they threw out every single instance.
They threw out stuff like they just kind of rationalized as, whatever, kind of heat of the moment kind of thing that they would normally glance over. Which is what they did with that and with Tuma handling the gun. Though that one was a little bit more obvious, but at the same time could be rationalized under, adrenaline under pressure. But the fact that they pieced everything together and actually went through everything they knew rather than just going, oh yeah, they're the thieves, makes, despite the fact that this is a clip show, phenomenal.
Yep, I would agree. And there was one last bit. Zamigo shows up at DeGranio's mansion, Gosh's lab, and he wants to team up with her. Oh no. I can only imagine what King would say right.
He also tells DeGranio point blank that he has no interest in becoming the next boss. So his real plan is, besides kidnapping people to serve as disguises for the ganglers.
Like, and he wasn't even polite about it either. It's like, for no uncertain terms, he basically went, "Fuck your seat. I don't want it. I found something more fun to do." And then goes off and starts brokering a deal with Gosh. Because, that's what King needs for the rest of this series. Two creepy ass people working together.
Yep.
It almost sounded like he wanted to start his own sort of gang. That was a really weird conversation.
It leads into speculation, because I know we've talked about it before. One of the theories that Zamigo basically being undercover in the police.
I find that hard to believe.
Well, given, or at least having people in play, controlling that aspect, because they pointed out that he did, because he had the one gangler in place that he used their old partner's body.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But if he is undercover with the global police himself, I don't know if there's been any random global police person we've seen outside of the PatoRangers who it could possibly be, like someone in the background we didn't notice till now.
Right, and I mean it's a loose theory, but it would give some explanation of where the fuck he's been for 40 some odd episodes.
I missed him. I'm like, you could have done so much more with him and built up that rivalry between him and Kairi, but nope.
Nope. He's off manipulating bullshit.
I guess.
But yeah, it's like it makes me curious for the explanation of what the fuck he's been up to, other than, hi, I kidnap people.
Yeah.
And eat balls of ice like a weirdo. Which amazingly enough, he didn't have this episode.
No.
But I think that
his teeth finally complained.
Well, I think it was because of the fact that, at least since we saw him from the start of this episode, or rather the start of this scene, he was in monster form.
Ew.
That's the only explanation I can give for that. Either that or ice melts really fast in the Gangler world. Wow, 13 minutes.
Yeah.
We covered an entire episode in 13 minutes.
Well, that just shows how threadbare it was.
Well, to be fair, there was only about 13 minutes of plot development. So.
Though back on an earlier moment that I thought was kind of badass. Usually in clip shows, there's usually not much in terms of like the fighting and all that, but we usually get a fight. At least here lately, and we got that, though not the way we would normally expect. Normally, it's they whatever the issue is, they get it resolved through the use of the clip show. Show up, henshin, kick ass. Monster gets big, kick more ass. There was none of that. It was literally, oh hey, Noel, fuck him up. Like, they weren't even nice about it. They had no need for his superior mode. None whatsoever. That was unnecessary.
No kill like overkill.
Though I still love his pose when he does that.
Yeah, like, basically when that happened, I was like, in the name of the moon, I will punish you.
It was a great moment. It's like, and I think that's what the first time here recently that we've had the sixth member literally be the only person who fought and whooped ass.
Yeah.
Because usually at least one other team member is involved. But yeah, we're finally reaching that finish line.
Yep, and then that weird 4-episode special, and then another Sentai that hopefully won't be the last one.
And hopefully isn't a giant bag of ass, since it's basically the same Sentai retread for the third time.
Yes, I have honestly not seen Kyoryuger, or what's the other one?
It's just
the other
Kyoryuger
two that are
Brave.
retreading it.
Kyuranger Brave.
Okay, so Kyoryuger Brave is the third one PatoRanger, or is that different enough?
No, PatoRanger's older.
I mean,
Okay.
there's aspects of PatoRanger that I can see through this with like the wrist devices and whatnot. But yeah, it's pretty much Kyuranger.
Yeah.
Just without the dancing gun.
Kyoryuger. Oh yeah, Kyoryuger. Kyuranger is the space one, never mind. Kyoryuger, is it good?
It's super good.
It's actually really good, despite the fact that it's just your typical dinosaur Sentai.
Really good music, for
They,
sure.
in terms of dinosaur themed ones, it's one of my favorites. Mainly because there's aspects of it where your most logic thing would be to ask questions like, why do they dance? And they're pretty much told, it's brought up in the first episode, and they're told, just run with it. That's about it. It's the rhythm of the earth.
Yeah, it doesn't take itself too seriously, but when it does, it's like super good. So yeah, I like Kyoryuger a lot.
And the fact there's like, what, 15 Sentai members?
Yeah, there's a few.
I mean,
Does that make it the largest Sentai? Because I think Kyuranger ended up with 12 Rangers.
I think Kyuranger's still the largest. I know I exaggerated a little bit. But there's a couple extra like one-off Sentai members.
And there's an evil one in the movie.
Yeah, and that too.
I've seen that movie, though I haven't seen the show. And I'm like, okay, giant monster head that in no way could fit in that helmet. Fine.
Magic.
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
It's like the Predator decided to dress up in a Super Sentai costume.
I mean, just look at Doggy Kruger's face.
Yes, that too.
It's weird compression technology.
Yep. SPD.
I love how they brought that up, like, in the little after episode clip. They're like, hey, Doggy, how does your face fit in there?
But yeah, in terms of, like, Ryu Soldier, I'm not sold on it yet. I think the suits look cheap and crap, except for the helmets. The helmets look fucking amazing.
Helmets are pretty good. The rest of the suit is okay.
Though I did find something.
I like the theme though, like color and silver.
I shared it a while ago on one of my Discords. I think it was on my spoiler channel. It was a Tumblr post basically pointing out that when the toy sales start, and through that post is like they had a rumor, or one of the, hey, we're reading into shit about the fact that the little logo on the dinosaur head kind of looks like a misshapen Mighty Morphin logo.
Huh.
For no fucking reason. It was pointed out. I'm like, what does it mean? Probably nothing.
Yeah.
But I don't know how I feel about it being, because everything that we've seen about it, it's literally fucking Kyuranger.
The details that I've seen, yeah, it seems very similar.
Down to like the belts holding 3 or whatever they're using to transform, or whatever the hell that mechanic is.
Plus the dancing. Dance to transform, I think something said that.
So, I mean, it may do what it's designed to do and boost towards toy sales, which I don't know how this show didn't sell the fuck out of some toys.
Yeah.
I think all
Well, they should.
I think all the kids were weirded out by the fact that Noel actually got his own commercial for the first time ever.
Huh. Was that not a thing before?
Oh, no. He means that, like, Noel was actually, the actor was in the toy commercial.
Oh, okay.
Which
instead of just like a voiceover.
Yeah, it usually it actually has never happened from my knowledge. It's always like, here's the toy, and then like the quick cuts of it connecting with the rest of the shit, and or with like the hedge devices and all that. No, he actually straight up uses it in the commercial.
I honestly like that. Seiya Matoki needs more work once this show ends.
Yes, he does.
Yes, get him to parkour more.
His Keiichiro impersonation was amazing.
By night,
it was.
I am totally on board for that.
I could see him going on to bigger things the way Ryo Taro did from Den-O, the way Gentaro and basically the rest of the 4Z cast did. And I think Philip did as well.
Yeah.
Because wasn't Philip the one that they're like, yeah, no, he's never coming back because this is child stuff and he is not focused on child shows.
Yes, unfortunately.
God, I hope the fuck they got him back for this movie. That would be the piece de la resistance. And I don't know why I just channeled Noel for a second.
Because we're just talking about him.
Yeah.
Honestly, when they did the Christmas episode, I'm like, they've got to make a pun, and they did.
But yeah, it's like with everybody they've got coming back for the writer shit, it's like, I want them to do something on that grand of a scale for Sentai. And I don't mean the way Gokaiger did it, where it's, oh, well, we brought one or two people back from a show. I want them to get teams back.
Okay, I feel like they did that for like one of the movies back with like the gigantic battle back with Gokaiger or Goseiger. Wasn't that a movie?
It was the I think it was the 100 Souls movie.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I think it was that. I've seen that.
Because they had all because that was the one that had all the mechs in it.
Yeah.
But I mean that is like, but on a grander scale. I was like, yeah, you got all the suits back. I want the actors back.
I think the closest thing they did was the Go Busters Kyoryuji movie, and they had not all the actors, but at least the actors got to voice over if they didn't show up, which is pretty good.
Which I think they did that for the Heisei movie too. Because from everything I'm seeing for that, it's like they've gotten a ton of actors back.
Yeah.
It's just whether or not some of them will be voice only. Like I think the rumor is that Agito's movie is voiceover only.
And unfortunately, we won't get to see that movie for 6 months.
Yeah. Rest in peace. Oh man, I still haven't seen the Build movie.
Yeah, we still haven't seen the Cross C movie.
Cross C movie yet? I don't think that's out in theaters yet, but Build summer movie is next, and I want to see that because Lupat on film already came out, so I'm like, where is the Build summer movie?
I want to say the Cross C movie is already out, because I think they promoted the DVD for it this episode.
Okay, but I haven't found it subbed yet. Hang on.
Oh yeah, no, that's going to be a minute.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's on Toku Connect. It says that the Cross C DVD is out April 24th.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Yep, it's gonna be a while.
Yes, it is going to be a while. Then again, this site hasn't been updated recently. Well, like the upcoming episodes page, the rest is updated.
Well, we kind of drug this out for a half hour.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts on the episode?
Surprisingly good clip show.
It was okay for a clip show, and PatoRanger stuff was way more important and interesting than the LupinRanger stuff.
I think the LupinRanger stuff was just, hey, we have to put them on screen too.
Yeah.
But for the fact that this is the second clip show we've gotten, which, given the way Kyuranger did it, not bad, because they had quite a few of them. I could have gone without another clip show, but this makes the best use of it. The same way they did the earlier clip show, where it was, memories that Keijiro had. The fact that they worked it into the plot makes it 100 times better than if it was, hey, here's a bunch of shit you may have missed. And the fact that even with the clips and stuff, it's like it didn't focus on it. It was, hey, here's a brief little 2-sentence summary of what happened. If that, it was, in the case of one, is, oh yeah, remember that Gangler turned these people into chicks? That was about it. So, this was an excellent use for a clip show, and it served the purpose to drive the plot. So I can't really complain about it. Other than the LupinRangers are fucking idiots. Thank God for Goody.
Yeah. Annoying as he is.
Where's Jackpot? Well, I guess that about wraps that up. Thank you all for joining. And thank everybody for listening, even though there wasn't much substance to this podcast involving the episode. We will be back tomorrow for Kamen Rider Zeo, where things are getting wonky. And then we will be back next week for the next episode of LupinRanger versus PatoRanger. Thank you all for listening, guys.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.